Do you have all the launch things activated, Captain?
I do.
The Hans Zimmer music?
Let's do it.
Go!
Oh, crap. 20, 30, 40. Welcome back to the Texas Truck Channel. I'm Brian.
I'm Greg.
And today we have something a little bit special for you. BMW has blessed us this week with the i4 M50. And yes, Craig, it is in Portimao blue frozen metallic.
Portimao.
Portimao, not Portofino, Portimao. It does feel glossy, but it looks matte. Really, really a beautiful thing. And I'm gonna walk around some exterior features real quick. Then we'll hand it over to Craig to cover interior, then we'll get the thing on the road and just lay the hammer down, let you know what's happening. So I'm gonna hand this over to Craig. First things first, the color, obviously, we love that. This has just grown on me. This thing has gotten so much attention. You would have thought we were in a Lamborghini half the time. We had a lot of Tesla people actually wave at us while we're driving, giving us thumbs up. So in the EV world, if you know, you know. Some people know what this is. Now, range. This one is a dual motor. It also has a 20-inch wheels. What does that mean, Craig?
Less fuel economy.
Less fuel economy. Let's check them out. These guys right here are 20s, and they will cost you 43 miles of range. That is ridiculous for a form of function concept. I know bigger wheels usually cost mileage, but the tire's not taller. The overall height is just heavier because it's a 20. I just think that's an absurd option. If I got this car, I would definitely stick with the 19s. That keeps you around 270 miles of usable range. That's impressive. That's a pretty viable option. 243 is just not enough, not there. Anyways, if you do the single motor and you get the 18-inch wheel, this thing will crack 300 miles of range. That's viable. Now we're talking, right? But performance will be a trade-off. The rear engine only option gives you about 5.5 seconds to 60. This is sub 4. We're gonna test that in just a minute. We'll show you all about it. This also has a $2,800 option with the carbon package that gives you mirror caps and the spoiler in the back. That's the biggest thing that you'll get. Now, because this is based on a 4 Series Grand Coupe, your doors are unframed. What that means is when your windows are down, there's no frame in the way. Now, sadly, on the rear, it stops about here, so it doesn't go all the way in the rear glass. But on the front, it'll go all the way down. It gives you that coupe feel. The other thing you get is this sloping back, kind of a buttress coming down. This actually reminds me of a Kia K5, and I mean that in a good way, because the K5 is a beautiful thing. You have a huge hatch, but the trade-off is because this roof line's so low, it's kind of hard to get in the back seat. The door opening is short in the way that it's configured. It's just kind of hard to get in there for adults. If you have kids, it won't be a problem, but for adults, keep that in mind. Let's bring it around the rear. Here's that carbon we're talking about. This is a real carbon spoiler. It is beautiful, and God, just look at the detail in there. It's incredible. Coming back down, you also have inserts on the rear bumper, and you'll notice there are no exhaust pipes, just diffuser, because it's obviously electric. Now, this is not an M car, it's not an M4, it's not an M3, it's an M50. This is a BMW i4 M50. That means you have the fast one. Hand me that shit real quick. What's the, read off the percentage of US and Canadian parts?
0%.
Okay.
For your math nerds out there. Germany, 48%.
Okay.
Giving you a total of, I don't know, I'm really confused by that.
Yeah, I am too.
I guess 52% of this car doesn't exist, Brian. And that's your fuel savings.
Welcome to the future. Look at that. That is massive. You're not gonna get this out of a sports sedan. So there is a benefit to the sloping back and the hatch. That's mountain bikes covered. This thing's almost like an S4, sorry, not S4, like an S7, A7 Audi. That's about the size of how big this hatch is. Really impressive with that, like it a lot. Now, coming around, charging port. No fuel door here. You have your standard level 2 charger here, or most of your public chargers. Here's your DC fast charger, would take all these outlets together. We found the charge rate is pretty decent. You charged it last night, Craig. What were your results with that?
It took me about 8 hours to get from 50 miles to about 200 miles range.
That's pretty good. And you stopped at 80%.
Yes.
And just a PSA, if people own these things, don't go to 100 every night. That's gonna hurt your battery range.
And cost you more money.
And cost you more money. You're not really gonna, that 80 to 100 takes a long time to fill that battery. So just keep that in mind. Stop at 80 unless you need that range for like a road trip. It's not really needed. Look up here, Craig. I wanna point something out. Really cool, sleek car. You still have inserts for a roof rack right there. Look at that. You want to hipster out, put a kayak up here, put a mountain bike up here, got you covered, man. That's really cool. And being a BMW, the plastic and metal bit paints match perfectly. There's no problem there. I want to come around, I want to point up the nose, Craig. We got to talk about the nose because we're in BMW town.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah. Just don't, there's nothing. It's beautiful. Look how beautiful the car is.
Is that a Nutria or a Beaver?
No. That's an M. That's an M. So unlike the M4, this thing isn't letting air in, but you have sensors down here. There are still coolers up here. There are still, there's still a motor up here. This is dual motor. In fact, let's open the hood and show the people that. 1 and 2 because it's a Beamer. And up like that. Well, yeah. So there's no trunk up here because it's dual motor. You have these hatches to service your AC ports. Okay, that's what that's for. Another one over here. But the funny part about the serviceability thing is that this whole lid just rips off. I'm not gonna take it off now because it's hard to get it back on, but it does just pop off, so that's pretty cool. Now, all that covered, let's hop to the interior. Craig, it's your turn.
All right, Brian, let's start in the back. I'm gonna get in here and sitting behind yourself or myself and the passenger, both about the same distance. And first off, like we talked about earlier, this opening is just not that big. So,
wait, are you a T-Rex?
I'm hitting my knee and then my head. Okay. We're in.
But now you're in.
Okay, but now I'm in and I've got just enough foot room to sit here. And then my knees are in a little indentions here behind the seat, so that helps. Otherwise, I'd really be in trouble. I'm not hitting my head, but I'm only 5'9". You're 6'4". You would be sitting like this. Anyone over 5'9" honestly would be. So keep that in mind. This, like we said, Brian said on the walk around on the exterior, this is for children only. But for the children that get to sit back here, they will fit. And you do get drink box or drink cup holders for your juice boxes.
Juice box, yeah.
Juice box. And you do get a climate zone back here. You get your own climate zone back here, and you get dual zone up front, so you get a tri-zone climate control. And so that's pretty nice. And other than that, that's about it back here. Let's go to the front. A little easier up here. This is a normal just sedan coupe area, and it's very comfortable. Basically, it's a night and day difference. This is what we're talking about. This is, let's start with the cognac color interior. This doesn't cost any more, and it looks really good. So you continue the carbon fiber theme up here with this particular package, and it, just like on the exterior, it looks really good. I don't know if it's real or not, but it looks good. Seat extenders, so if you're driving long distance, it's very comfortable and it's adjustable in several different spots, just like any good BMW seat.
Nope.
Just like any BMW seat, very comfortable, so you want to, that's very nice. Now, Brian, one of the biggest things they did here with the new i4 is we've got this instrument panel. I want you to see this sucker. You got dual screen. They try to make you think it's one big one. It's not. There's a gap in the middle, just like in a Hyundai, just like in a Kia, and just like in a, just about anything else.
Or the new Mustang.
Or the new Mustang coming out.
That way.
Mercedes kind of started this whole dual screen thing. Not sure how I feel about it, Brian. Here's my hot take on it. I think car manufacturers are cheaping out and they're making them all look the same, and I wish they were differentiated a little more.
Ouch.
Also, I think it's interesting here, they got this little stand here to help it sit on the dash. I don't know what that's about. Yeah. That's interesting. Not sure what that's about. You only notice it when you're on the passenger side. That aside, though, the iDrive has been updated. This is the newest, latest iDrive and infotainment, and it works. It works quite well. The phones pair immediately. We've done Android. We've done Apple, Android Auto.
Oh, and I want to comment, the wireless phone charger buried behind your top of the seat
yes,
works. Even on my phone, even in my case.
Wireless phone charger works. The iDrive, the new iDrive is easy to navigate the new menu settings. I do like that. What I don't like though, Brian, is we've lost HVAC physical controls. We've got radio audio controls here and a hazard button and defrost.
But volume only, not even tune.
To go to the climate, you've got to come over here. You can't memorize without looking at it where you're touching, change fan speed or temperature control. That's really annoying. Everything else though, beautiful in here. This is a great place to sit. It's laid out well. It's just like any BMW. It's comfortable and it's an awesome spot to spend. In fact, what we need to show is how awesome it is to drive. So let's do that next.
Let's go.
All right, Brian, it is time to see what this baby can do. All EVs are supposed to be really quick.
This is
an M BMW. This one better be quick.
It's an M50.
Do you have all the, I know, but there's an M badge, so.
Oh, okay, yeah.
Do you have all the launch things activated, Captain?
I do.
The Hans Zimmer music?
Let's do it.
Go! Oh, crap.
we're still going. Okay. Why I did that is I wanted you to hear the. Did you hear that?
Yes, it sounded like a score from a great science fiction movie.
That's interesting. Do you have any like insight on that, Craig?
Yes. So that is conducted by Hans Zimmer. So here's what's happened: BMW or EVs are boring, and BMW knows this.
We know this.
And they try to make cars for people that care about driving. So Tesla makes a car and says, "Oh man, a human has to drive it. Dang it." BMW makes a car and is like, "Oh good, a human's driving it. We want them to have fun."
Yeah, let's make this entertaining.
So what they've done, there's no noise though, because there's no engine or internal combustion engine. There's still a motor.
There's motors, 2 motors actually, 2 of them.
So they got with Hans Zimmer and he said, "Make us a musical score."
Wait. The Hans Zimmer?
The composer.
Okay.
Yes.
Okay.
Of great movies, and said, "Make it sound. Do your thing. Do your magic.
Just do your thing."
And he did it. So he likes simplicity. Doesn't like to make it too complex. And he just nailed it.
I couldn't agree more. When I had this car before you did, and I called you and said, "Craig, it sounds like we're driving the Jetsons, but in a good way, in a fun way."
Because normally we don't like augmented sound. It's awful.
But this one's great. And before I forget, we did just do 0 to 60 in 3.64 seconds.
Yes, 3.64.
We left that part out. Yeah. It does have launch control. First EV to have that I've driven. And I just want to say, the sound changes it. We've been complaining forever that EVs aren't engaging, right?
Sound matters.
They're all quick.
Yes.
And we told you the 0 to 60 number later, 1, because I forgot it initially, and 2, because it's not as important as people make it think to be.
No.
The sound and sensation that this car gives, it's the first EV to give you context clues with layers sound, because it goes, and then layers another one. It makes it sound like you're shifting gears. You go, "Oh wait, I'm up 3 clicks now."
And I think what's happened is Hans Zimmer has done he's made an EV sound like what an EV should sound like. In our head, mentally, a human thinks an EV performance sedan should sound like that thing that's happening.
Yeah,
and he nailed it.
Like this right here. You hear it layering up?
Yeah, and then it's not just on acceleration. So as you decelerate too and come off throttle, it's synced with like load, not just acceleration.
Exactly.
And that's like a real engine.
Like a real engine.
It sounds like you're in a movie Tron or something futuristic or Blade Runner.
Tron's
it sounds something like that, and that is awesome.
And I love that. And the other thing too is that to match that sound, you've got a chassis that we already know is brilliant. We've driven this in other platforms where the M4 is one of them. It's phenomenal. What they've done, instead of doing a ground-up EV-only platform, they've taken a really good gas one and made it EV. And you can tell because, Craig, this is the best driving EV we've had on the show.
And that platform is the new Clara design, or Clara platform.
I'm going to call it the E-Clara design.
E-Clara, okay, whatever. You like donuts. But
no, electric and Clara.
I got you. Okay. E-Clara, very good. But so it's not clean sheet. But they did know that they're going to put EVs in this chassis, so they had to do some things with that. So
and it's worked. So the steering is still on par with the M4. It's not communicative, but it's very precise. The chassis tuning is great. When you go from sport to comfort, you know what's happening. There's a big difference. And again, the 20s handle great. I would not get them. I think it would ride a little better with the 18s or 19s. Not that this rides bad at all. But all the other M stuff that we're used to seeing is great. It's here, and we'll talk about that in our next video, which is a technical review of this car. Anything else you want to add to it, Craig?
I just want to add, I mean, we've kind of hit on all this already, but what this is, Brian, is this is the EV for gearheads.
Yes, I completely agree, because look, we'll be honest, we get annoyed by EVs sometimes because they're all kind of the same. They're all very confident, they're all very quick in a straight line, and all quite dull on the back road.
Yeah, they stop there.
They stop there. They're all one-dimensional. This has 2 more dimensions. It's handling and braking. The braking is unbelievable.
And it's normalcy. People have, many people saw this car and didn't even think, they asked later after looking at it, "Oh, is this an EV?" I'm like, yes.
Yeah.
So.
And EV guys see this and go, "Holy crap, that's the i4." Tesla people have been doing that to me all week.
Right.
But the non-EV person, just the consumer, goes, "That's a really nice BMW."
Right. Here's what I'll say. Tesla makes a car that gives you sounds that make farts. BMW hires Hans Zimmer and gives you a sound that sounds like Tron.
And with that, thanks for watching. We'll see you next time.
All right. Let's go.
Crap.